Happy Monday, everybody. Mrs. Novell here. We're going to have a fun week showing our appreciation for our beautiful planet. Earth Day is on Wednesday, so I thought we'd start the week out doing a fun project using some different, we're going to use newspaper, we're going to use watercolors, some crayons, we're going to cut some things out. So if you have newspaper, great. If you don't, that's okay. You can use maybe a recycled piece of cardboard, a thin piece maybe. If you want to try a magazine, you can. I don't know how well the watercolor will work on magazine, but you could use markers maybe. And a white piece of paper. And let's see, I think that's it. Oh, you need something to trace your nice big earth-shaped circle. Okay, so here we go. Okay, here we go. So first thing you want to do is, if you do have newspaper, find a nice piece that has mostly just writing. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, I'm using my guacamole bowl, and I'm going to put it down and I'm going to trace it. We're going to make a nice big circle. Just like that. If you need to have someone hold the bowl for you, that's fine, so that way you can make your tracing nice and good. So that's what you want to do. Then you want to get out your scissors and you want to go ahead and cut out that circle, just like that. All right, so almost done cutting out my circle, just like that. Put the scraps aside, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Sharpie, and you are going, so what I did was I drew an extra black shade around the edge of my circle because I wanted it to pop more when I put it on my page. So just follow that edge if you want. You can do this with black crayon or Sharpie because they both are watercolor resistant, right? We know that. So I'm just going to draw a nice circle around the edge just to thicken it up a little bit and color it in. Just think it adds a little bit of extra pop. Okay, so almost done with that. And then we're going to draw, this is not going to be a perfect, this is not going to be a perfect Earth. So we're just going to draw a couple little areas that represent our continents, okay? So we're just going to draw, let's see up here, I'm just going to draw kind of a squiggle looking line, and another one down here, and another one maybe over here, just like this, okay? Make those a little bit thicker. That's what I'm going to do real quick. Make those a little bit thicker so they pop nice. You can really see them with your Sharpie. You really don't need to use a pencil in this project because the lines are so simple. Like I said, Sharpie or crayon or black crayon. Okay, next up is the watercolor. So you're going to watercolor the, this is the ocean, okay? This is going to represent the ocean area, and this is going to represent our land, okay? So we're going to do blues and greens, okay? So you're going to paint your ocean. Try not to do too much water, but make sure you get enough so that you can get it really nice and bold on there, following the lines of the continents, okay? Try to stay in those lines. If you go over, not a big deal. It's okay, everything blends and we know that. Okay, so you're going to do your water just like that. Okay, then once you finish that part, get enough water on there. Once you finish that part, we're going to do the land. We're going to make it green to represent the beautiful lush land, some like our forests, our rainforests, all of our beautiful vegetation. Okay, to make it nice and green and bright. So you did the ocean. Now we're going to do the other part of our beautiful planet. And what I did on mine was I mixed the greens a little bit. So I put a little bit of darker on the outside, and then I'm going to put a little bit of the lighter green on the inside. Just a little bit of shading there, a little bit of difference, see? Makes it a little bit more dimensional. I love that. Okay, So finish that part. Okay, so after you finish this part, now you're going to set it aside and you're going to let it dry for a few minutes, okay? The next thing we need to do is I need you to get a piece of white paper, okay? I'm only going to use probably a quarter of it, okay? Just like that. I'm going to cut it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, okay? And on that crease, so you see where the book opens, on the crease, you are going to draw this shape. You're going to draw up, around, and down to that point. So I think you can already tell that that's half of a heart. So now we're going to cut on that line, just like that. And we've got ourselves a nice little heart. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to trace the edge of my heart with my Sharpie because I want it to stand out a little bit more. Okay, it almost gives it a little bit of a 3D effect. So just draw a nice outline of with your Sharpie or your crayon, whatever it is you're using. Okay, either way it works. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Same thing over here. Okay, so got the outlining done. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to use your Sharpie again, or your crayon, and you're going to draw another little heart, one side and the other side, right inside there. Okay? This is where you're going to use some crayons. So I'm going to use different shades of pink and red, and I'm just going to start drawing some extra hearts and lines in there, just like this. So when we go to watercolor, some cool bright colors will show up underneath there. You can see on this one, you can see those cool lines in there. So I'm going to use some red. Do some red ones. All right, inside there. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Maybe a little bit of purple too. Okay, just like that. Doesn't matter where you do it. Just follow the lines. Okay, and then the last thing you're gonna do, so you can see, cool, right? Then you're gonna watercolor it. I'm gonna use the red. And that's not as bold as I want it to be, so we're gonna do less water, more paint. Less water, more paint. So I'm going to go back in again and get more. There we go. Now it's brightening up. You can go right over that crayon, okay? And it's going to create this really cool effect when the crayon resists it, okay? All right. So put this guy aside, all right? He's going to go aside and dry too. And then you're going to get one more piece of paper. Okay, this is how I did it. Now, there's other ways you could do it. You could actually use newspaper for your background if you wanted to. You could use really anything for your background. But the way I did it, I used a ruler, and I went ahead and traced some lines, so you can see. I traced some lines on here. I just drew right across. It doesn't matter how thick you make them or how thin you make them. It's up to you. I liked this effect. I saw it on someone's blog or art channel, and I thought it was just really cute. So I liked this effect. So I did the stripes. So I'm going to just keep drawing my stripes till I get to the bottom, until I feel like mine are a little bit off, but that's okay. Not a big deal. And then I actually used black, which is pretty brave, I guess, because I rarely use the black. And all I did was I just went in and I just painted every other to make my stripes. Now, if you want to make it bolder, you can. So I'll go back in with less water, and then there we go. See? That looks much better. Now, do you have to do black? Nope. No, you don't. You can do purple. You can do pink. You can make this as fun as you want. If you want to make an entirely different background, you don't want to do stripes, go for it. You don't have to do that either. Okay? So finish painting this out. And then the last thing you're going to do, once you get your background finished, you're going to start putting everything together. You're going to glue your earth on. Then you're going to glue your beautiful heart in the middle there. And then you're going to write, once everything dries, you can write love, L-O-V-E. And then at the bottom here, you can write earth. Love, earth. Just like that. Put a little heart. You can add some fun detail to your letters. Sometimes I'll just write straight letters and then I put little circle dots on the end of each of them, just like that. Can you see that, guys? And then same thing with my love here. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mine, finish painting my stripes, and I would love to see your finished products. Okay, so this is the finished one, and we're almost done with this one. All right, guys, have fun today. Hello, let's see how smooth I can make that. I gotta make this better. I gotta do that a little bit better next time, but I'm learning. All right, guys, have a great Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Look for more posts. We're going to do lots of fun activities. We're going to be focusing on the Lorax a little bit this week too, okay? Bye, guys.